Spleen is a hemolymphoid organ which filters blood. So it is highly vascular. But still, when we take section through a fresh spleen, we see many white spots. All these white spots are white pulp. Rest of the area is red pulp. Why blood is red? Hemoglobin in RBCs make it so. Aggregation of lymphocytes within splenic tissue make it white pulp. Rest of the area, wherever RBCs are present, it makes red pulp. The same terminologies have been carried forward in histology as well. Fibrous connective tissue capsule and its extension trabeculae makes splenic skeleton. The thin network of reticular fibers support the pulp of the spleen. This is histological section of spleen stained with H&E. The skeleton of the spleen is made up of capsule and trabeculae, and central part it is made up of meshwork of reticular fibers which are not seen in H&E. The parenchyma of the spleen is divided into white pulp and red pulp. At white pulps, it shows lymphatic aggregation. In the red pulp, it shows splenic sinusoids and cords. We will see them in detail. Splenic artery enters through its hilum. Within the connective tissue material, it passes. So this is the trabeculae through which artery is passing. It is dividing into arterioles. We can see in the pulp, the splenic artery is covered by a lymphatic sheath around them. So these are called peri-arterial lymphatic sheath, which makes white pulp. Same thing is observed here in histological preparations. So these are the white pulp, peri-arterial lymphatic sheath with eccentrically placed arteriole. Rest of the area in between these white pulp is all red pulp. Central artery continues distally and divides into several straight arteries. They are called peninsular arteries. Such peninsular arteries are covered by sheath of macrophages, which is called ellipsoid. In other words, ellipsoids are collection of macrophages and lymphocytes around the capillary ends of arterioles. These capillaries can drain the blood directly into splenic sinusoids as part of closed circulation, or filter the blood to throw it into the loose part of red pulp as part of open microcirculation which exists in human beings. For understanding, we will look at one more picture. This is splenic artery. This is peri-arterial lymphatic sheath surrounding the splenic artery, which makes white pulp. This artery divides into peninsular arteries. These are straight arteries, several peninsular arteries, which are covered by sheath of macrophages. These are sheathed capillaries, we can say. They are nothing but ellipsoids. And these are the sinuses. The parenchyma of the splenic red pulp can be compared to Swiss cheese, where cavities are formed by splenic sinusoids, filtering part of the red pulp and sheathed capillaries. The material of the cheese represents splenic cords, non-filtering areas of red pulp. The parenchyma of the red pulp shows splenic sinusoids and cords. This is red pulp parenchyma showing splenic sinusoid and cords. Both closed and open circulations are shown. In the open circulation, blood is flowing through the cords and RBCs and contents are getting back into the sinuses between the stave cells which are making the wall of splenic sinusoid. These are longitudinal wooden staves making the wall of the barrel. Reticular fibers strengthen these wooden staves just like these metal plates. Stave cells are longitudinal endothelial cells which are lining along the long axis of the splenic sinusoid, and they are strengthened from outside by reticular fibers. We can see few reticular fibers supporting the cords as well. In the cords, we see macrophages, lymphocytes, blood cells, reticular fibers, and some of the fibrocytes which are responsible for creating reticular fibers. Stave cells show some gaps between them through which the blood cells and contents can get back into the circulation, passing between the stave cells. When older RBCs fail to negotiate through these gaps, they break and get destructed. Like this, Spleen is graveyard of RBCs. Let us understand with this picture. This is white pulp, lymphatic aggregation, eccentrically placed arteriole. These are distal parts of the peninsular vessels, capillaries, sheaths of macrophages, sheathed capillaries. All these are splenic sinusoids. Sheathed capillaries can directly drain into splenic sinusoids, or the blood can filter out through these capillaries, through the sheath, through the filtering part of the red pulp into the sinusoids. And there are some areas within the red pulp where there are non-filtering parts. This is how spleen filters the blood and tackles the antigens and parasites present in it.